Morning, it's the 22nd of July 2025. It's Tuesday. Look at that. I don't want to tempt fate, but it feels like an autumnal feel this morning. We've got a heavy dew, shall we say. Acid. Today we've got a double yoker again. We're going to talk about the Foreign Secretary David Lammy and Reform leader Nigel Farage again. Just first I want to say a quick thank you to the Orgreave Truth and Justice campaign who yesterday invited me to their press conference in Sheffield. Thank you very much, kids, did a sterling job, if you don't mind me adding. Just an update on the Audrey White. She's the secretary of Merseyside Pensioners Association. 76-year-old Audrey, who got arrested in Liverpool on Saturday for holding a sign up in favour of Palestine. She was released on bail and she's a bit sore and a bit shaken after being arrested and cuffed, but knowing Audrey, she'll be back before long giving them fucking hell. While we're on about Audrey, let's talk about the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy. Yesterday he announced the government was stepping up humanitarian aid to Gaza. Another 40 million quid, and this is how he said it.
Doing all we can to relieve the suffering. UK aid has saved lives, reaching hundreds of thousands with food, water, hygiene and sanitation, and essential health care. And under the most appalling circumstances, our aid is saving lives today. That includes the almost £9 million the UK has provided to UK Med since we entered office, reaching 500,000 patients inside Gaza, 24,000 in the past fortnight alone. Like 3-year-old Razan, UK-funded medics removed a bullet from her neck after nearly 3 hours of surgery. These doctors and nurses working in the most extreme conditions are true heroes. They deserve the thanks and the admiration of the entire House. Today I'm announcing an extra £40 million worth for humanitarian assistance in Gaza this year, including £7.5 million for UK Med to sustain their vital operations in Gaza and save more lives.
Another 40 million quid, that's not bad. I'd prefer if he announced sanctions on Israel personally. And when you're stepping up humanitarian aid to Gaza, it's almost impossible because Israel will not allow aid into Gaza. I've got another question. Why are RAF doing fucking reconnaissance flights over Gaza daily? Why are we even there? And stepping up. As a government, you have done nothing but continue to fucking arm a genocide. Anyway, on to Farage, who was all over the papers again today. Yesterday, we were being platformed by the BBC yet again, and we're talking about the Epping, being protesting outside the Bella Hotel in Epping, some protesters. And yesterday, once again, here we were, he got fucking Sarah for Runcorn, Sarah Poaching, on one side, who were looking at him with Google eyes. There's a love affair in there, I would think. And on the other side, he got the latest Tory defector, Layla Cunningham, who defected from the Tory party to Reform in June. And here's what he had to say.
On Epping, I don't think anybody in London even understands just how close we are to civil disobedience on a vast scale in this country, and I regret saying that. Of course, there were some bad eggs that turned up at Epping. There were the usual far-right thugs. But equally, what about Antifa? Why are Antifa allowed to go to these demonstrations, to wear balaclavas, to not be identified, to do gestures last night of them shooting at members of the public? Why are Antifa allowed to turn up outside a meeting I do in Cornwall 3 months ago, to assault members of the public coming to a democratic meeting? So, you know, it isn't all far-right thuggery, as you might sometimes hear from our Prime Minister. But do I understand how people in Epping feel You bet your life I do. You bet your life I do. You know, I'm sitting on my table with two mothers. You know, I mean, 14-year-old girl is sexually assaulted by an Eritrean who'd arrived by boat 8 days before. Don't underestimate the simmering anger and disgust that there is in this country that we are letting in every week. In fact, some days, many hundreds of undocumented young males, many of whom come from cultures in which women and young girls are not even treated as second-class citizens. So the answer is yes, I do understand the genuine upset and anger. And I'll bet you that most of the people outside that hotel in Epping weren't far right or far left or anything like that. They were just genuinely concerned families.
This is fucking hate speech if ever you heard any. He's saying, I don't think anybody in London can even understand just how close we are to civil disobedience on a vast scale in this country. Of course, there were some bad eggs that turned up at Epping. There were the usual far-right thugs, but equally, what about Antifa? Got news for you, Nigel. There's no such thing as Antifa in the UK. You're either an anti-fascist or you are pro-fascist, and I think I know which fucking side you are. Any decent politician would condemn the violent thugs who attacked people and the police officers alike in Epping over the last few days. Nothing new here though, just Farage inciting riots by planting seeds into the public domain because people are getting bored with him attacking and talking about fucking small boats. Britain's streets were peaceful until he decided he wanted to become Prime Minister. And I think personally it's time that reform need proscribing. That's just my opinion. Have a super day, everybody, and well, it looks like it's going to be okay, doesn't it?
Wakey,